So we're going to start with API pen testing. Before we dive in, it's important to understand how a web application and an API actually work. Let's take an e-commerce web application as an example. This app has a server where all your data is stored. Suppose you create an account on this website. Everything you enter, like your username, email, and password, is saved on the server. You'll also be assigned your own identity or unique identifier, such as your username or unique user ID. Now that your account is created, you can interact with the server in different ways. For example, by changing your password, updating your email, or adding items to your cart. Here comes the important part. API, which stands for Application Programming Interface. You can think of the API as a middleman that sits between the web application and the server. You might ask, why do we even need an API if everything works fine without it? Excellent question, smarty pants. If a web application only had one server, then yeah, maybe the API wouldn't seem that important. But in the real world, large applications have multiple servers, domains, and clients. Take tech giants like Google the Stalker or the guy that likes his woman recycled / Amazon, for example. They have countless servers, domains, and a massive amount of user data. Something like your PP pic that you thought were erased from history might still be floating around somewhere in Google Photos servers. This is where the API comes in. To make communication between clients and servers efficient, the API acts like a waiter in a fancy restaurant if you have ever been in one. You don't walk into the kitchen and tell the chef directly that you want your chicken juicy like your bro's dump truck. Instead, you tell the waiter your order and give them the instructions. The waiter then passes the order to the chef, who prepares your food and hands it back to the waiter. Finally, the waiter delivers the food to your table. That's exactly how an API works. It takes your request, sends it to the server, collects the response, and delivers it back to you. One can also say that the API adds a layer of security since you're not directly interacting with the server itself. Plus, APIs make it possible to support multiple clients. The same API can work for a web application, a mobile app, or even third-party integrations.